Greetings, everyone. My name is Bassem Shaban, and I am director of the Peace Institute. And we're very excited that you are able to join us for this conversation and dialogue about the state of faith in society. So, we have two well known and respected clergy members of the Central Florida community with Pastor Stanley Murray, who is the senior pastor at Mount Zion Tabernacle Christian Church, and Imam Muhammad Musri, who is the senior Imam at the Islamic Society of Central Florida. So our goal with this show is really to tackle different topics related to society from a faith perspective, from the Christian and the Muslim perspective. So today's episode is really focused on getting to know our speakers about what got them started in this journey of peace and unity and service in the community itself. And then we will have a conversation about how they feel the role of religion plays out in society in general. So, first and foremost, we'll start with Pastor Stanley Murray. Welcome, Pastor.
Thank you. Let me just say once again, I'm glad to be here today. And I am just excited about not just this particular topic, but the many that are to come, and the bringing together of two religions that are prominent, not just across the country, but across the world. And so I think the unity that we're trying to display here is true and, of course, in the spirit. I'm blessed to have had the opportunity to be the senior pastor of Mount Zion Tabernacle Christian Church 10 years now. I've been in ministry almost 20. I've had the great opportunity to serve in our military as well. My calling goes all the way back to when I was a teenager. Of course, being a young person, you didn't quite understand that calling, but I've always had a heart to serve and always had a heart to do good things. And so I thank God now that I'm doing godly things with those good things that supplements it all together in spirit and in truth. I'm blessed now to spend a lot of time, not just in the community, but also with my congregants at my place of worship, and how we interact and how we try to take what we learned back into the communities with various things as tutoring, feeding programs, and enlightenment of parenting to those who wish to learn. So I'm excited to be here tonight.
Thank you, sir. Imam?
Well, I'm delighted to be with my friend, Pastor Murray, and with you and with our viewers. This is part of our multiple efforts to build bridges and cooperate on how we can serve together the wider community. As the pastor said, there is so much in common between Christianity and Islam, and with nearly 2 billion adherents in both, that's over 4 billion people in the world. They have this in common, and we feel as people of faith that faith has a very important role to play in society today, which we would like to not only discuss, but encourage young people to consider. Just like the pastor said, at a young age, I felt the calling for community service and to love my neighbors. And after searching for different ways to do so, I found that through my faith, it orders me to be good to everyone and to go out and partner with our neighbors, love our neighbors. And since then, I felt that religion is a very positive force in society. Sometimes it's misused, but religious folks, religious leaders often impact society in a positive way. And they're not always in the limelight. They're not always on TV or like politicians, well known, because they don't necessarily seek that, but they're always on the front lines in disasters, in times of trouble. They're the first ones to go out and, to help and share the compassion with the community. And that what still drives me today is the passion to serve and to help and to meet great people like we have here today.
Thank you, Imam and Pastor. So let's get started, because for the sake of our viewers, we want to make sure that this is a very conversational dialogue style of a meeting, to make sure that we can get more insight into their perspective from a religious as well as personal. So sometimes our speakers will sometimes ask of each other what they think on a particular topic or concept that they have shared in their time of speaking. So with that, let's get started with the big question that both of you alluded to. What do you think is the role that religion plays in society, whether in the past or today? And Pastor, we'll start with you.
Well, thank you. I think religion plays a major role in how I think it always has in the past, yet I also think it still plays a major role. However, what I also think that there has been a lot of cloudedness of the various religions in the realm of how it's been transferred from generation to generation. And what I mean by that is anything in life has to have value. And we're in a generation now where so much has been made available through technology, through the ability to gather information without sitting at the dinner table as we once did as young kids and learn from our forefathers, or we went to our houses of worship and we learned through various studies and accomplishments. So now the access to this information has made it where not so much people being educated. The question is now, are they teachable? Are they allowing themselves to actually learn from whatever religion that they decided to become a part of fully? Or are they just learning the superficial aspects of it and moving forward? So I think today it's definitely more of a, I'll say a challenge to get the quote unquote everyday Christian to see the importance of learning more than just the random things you get through a normal service. The quality time with God, that quality time of prayer, and what prayer really is about, understanding what faith really is, understanding what love really is, understanding what peace really is, and really one of the key topics, understanding what forgiveness is about. I think that's another thing that we really, really have to work on as leaders, regardless of what religion we're in.
Imam?
I fully agree. Religion has very important role to play. Since the beginning, human beings needed a guidance to help them navigate life's complicated relationships and roles that they play. And this guidance needed to be neutral, needed to be at equal distance from everybody. And that can only be done from the Creator, from God, who loves everybody equally and understand what He created and wants what's best for us. We often, as humans, when we make rules and laws, we always try to do it for our own favor at the expense of others. But God doesn't do that. And throughout human history, religion often played that neutralizing role. And today, it's needed more than ever, because all the groups have come now in contact with each other, and there's such a competition. Everybody is saying me, my rights, and forgetting responsibilities and forgetting the rights of others. So we want religion to come back and play the role of a neutral public square where everybody has equal standing before God, And that is very important today in the social discussions, the political discussions, in every discussion, really. We need to start from that public square where everybody is equal before God. And unfortunately, religion over the centuries, and especially in our times today, have been politicized, have been misused by certain forces around the world. We see how sometimes governments or public figures, they utilize religion for personal endeavors or goals or certain political goals. And when religion is hijacked in that way, it becomes a bad power. And we need to separate, religion from all these influences and keep it pure so it can serve its proper role in society, and the role, as the pastor alluded, to spread love, compassion, care for the neighbor, for other humans, on and on. So more than ever, when you look at the problems facing us today, I feel that religion can be the answer if we keep it clean and pure and without external influence.
Thank you. Now, do you have either one of you from any specifics from your faiths related to, let's say, something that Jesus dealt with or Muhammad dealt with in his time that we can actually parallel to what we're dealing with today, and then how they actually approached solving or remedying the problem?
Yeah, I remember a familiar part in the Bible where a young man was blind and he was waiting at the gate as Jesus was coming by, and he called out to him to have mercy upon him. And though he could not see Jesus, he believed that Jesus was still there, standing in his presence, and how Jesus came over and was able to help restore his sight. To put that in a understandable analogy, we have the ability to see more than what we need to see if we so choose to, in our religion, to set forth in that. Sometimes we limit the sight of what God really has for us as we get caught up in our situations. We're not being exposed in our salvation, whatever our salvation is in, whatever we tie it to, whatever we're relating it with. And so we limit that ability to see past the things that are happening in our lives. And so we must find that way, that to call out to God and say that I'm not understanding my life. I'm not sure about what my direction is. I'm having trouble finding out how to be protected around the love of God. And most of all, why am I not open to correction, to getting better, to making my life better, to making my family better, being a better husband, being a better wife, being a better child. And so being a better coworker, just existing in the world is not what God made us for. He wanted us to live and to thrive. And in that thriving, he gets the glory from seeing us change. And so I think that's a key component to where we have to go back to finding ways to see the real relationship with God. And even from the word, moving from religion to relationship. And you all may know that religion will get you 3 credits in a university if you pass the class. However, relationship is a continuing boldness to grow in God. And in that growth, you're able to bring others up as well and elevate them to a level of success, of knowing that their life has meaning and value.
So yeah, religion, and I have to say there's so much in common between Christianity and Islam. Those universal values and principles are timeless. Back in the time of Jesus or Muhammad, or in our time today, being good or truthful or good to your neighbor or compassionate human being, it's always in fashion. It's always the right thing to do. And those human values, what religion focused on. Yeah, technology changes the way we move around, the way we communicate, but we still have to communicate good to each other. We have to tell the truth. We have to, maintain what religion has established as principles to guide our lives. So over 14 centuries ago, when Muhammad was commissioned as a prophet, there was tribalism. And tribes were fighting each other over water, over food, over sheep or camels. And there was racism, there was slavery. And if we advance to our time, we see that these problems are still here, have taken maybe a different form, but even within our society, we see this tribalism. Sometimes it's political tribalism, sometimes it is, ethnic tribalism. One day people are picking on African Americans, the next on Asian Americans, the third on Mexican Americans. And we feel like, why is this happening? Because religion is not fully integrated into their lives, that still people think they're superior to others when we are all the same. And this is why faith leaders and religions play a significant role in addressing today's challenging problems that are not addressable through, say, laws or policing or alone. Those things help, but at the foundational level, at the heart level, I have to love for my brother what I love for myself. I have to hate for my brother what I hate for myself. If I want to live in peace and be happy and raise my children in safety and prosper economically, I have to wish the same thing for other people. And those are the principles that religion teach us to do. And these things are timeless. They were true 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, they're true today. And, we cannot live alone by, the power of the law telling us you have to do this or you have to do that. We have to choose to be good. We have to choose to be, good to our communities, to every human being around us. And that is, when the pastor speaking about Jesus' love wasn't restricted to the Jews or the people in his time, it's universal. And when does love become, unfashionable or unacceptable? It's always in fashion. We always can make things better if we love each other and apply the teachings of Jesus and Muhammad in our lives.
Well, thank you. This was a great short conversation. I know we have a lot to say, especially from your perspectives. So we're very excited about this start of our journey. And we look forward for our viewers to join us every so often based on different episodes related to different topics that society is dealing with. So in order for us to come together as a community to remedy these issues. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, Imam and Pastor. And we look forward to seeing you pretty soon. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.